The ritual of the Sotah, the woman suspected of adultery, is in this week's Torah portion of Naso. And it's an extremely challenging reading. It's based, of course, in a patriarchal society in which men could have more than one wife, but women couldn't have more than one husband. This ritual is where he suspects her of adultery. Not that he catches her, but that he suspects her. And so, this jealous, suspicious man takes his wife in public to the priest, who creates an extraordinary concoction, a potion essentially, which includes him writing the name of God and then destroying it, crumbling it up, and putting in this potion that's mixed with water, and she is forced to drink it. That's the only time in our tradition when we destroy the name of God that's written down. And our Torah portion says once he has made her drink the water, if she has defiled herself by breaking faith with her husband, the inducing water, the spell-inducing water, you could say, shall enter into her to bring on bitterness, so her thighs shall distend, her belly shall sag. Essentially, she becomes repugnant, physically repugnant to her people. However, Torah adds, if she has not defiled herself and she is pure, she shall become unharmed. And then there's a really important question. V'nizra'ah zara either means she shall become able to retain seed, or it means she shall become pregnant. This is an extraordinary, challenging, difficult ritual. The Mishnah of Sotah goes into extremely graphic detail about how this ritual is to be performed. What if the woman turns around, it says she's made to drink the water. What if she turns around and says, I don't want to. I'm not participating in this ritual. How far do they go before they force her? And what exactly happens? The Mishnah becomes pornographic without question in its male gaze of this woman suspected of adultery, that her hair is let loose to humiliate her in public, and her clothes are torn so that her breasts are revealed to everyone watching the ritual. But the Mishnah notes, not if she has good breasts, because then that would lead to other people, particularly the men who were watching this ritual, wanting to sleep with her and her ending up committing adultery. It's disturbing. It's really profoundly disturbing. And it's okay for us to have disturbing elements in our tradition. It is a tradition that is thousands of years old. And some of the ancient ethics are not the same as contemporary ethics. Our society, thank God, is very different from biblical society. So the question is, why do we read this? What value does it have for us as a Torah reading, as Torah study? Yes, we can sit in Torah study and we can say, well, we can lament how patriarchal, how violent, how pornographic, how othering Torah sometimes can be, and our tradition, our rabbinic tradition sometimes can be. We can definitely do that. But there's not so much joy in sitting in Torah study lamenting that which is not good. So the question is whether or not we can redeem the Sotah ritual. Is there anything in the Sotah ritual that actually has important value for us today? Is there a way of seeing it in its context as something positive, as a development from that which was, saying it may not be perfect, but it was at least better than perhaps what other cultures were doing at the time? So I invite you especially to join us tomorrow for our Torah study on Zoom, and you can find the link in the e-digest or at the Temple Beth Shalom website. I invite you to join us tomorrow for our Torah study, led by me, a man, looking at feminist commentaries on the Sotah ritual. Every single commentary that we're going to be presenting tomorrow is written by a woman. And I think that's really important. I think it's important because in the Sotah ritual, she is voiceless. In the Mishnah, in the rabbinic commentary, she starts to have a voice. Except that voice is usually one of opposition. I'm clearly not letting you do this ritual to me in public. And then what the men do to force her to go through the ritual. So I think it's important to really give voice to Jewish women and their perspectives on the Sotah ritual. And particularly to ask ourselves, does it have any value today? Can we redeem the Sotah ritual? So I encourage you to join us tomorrow morning. Of course, to join us tonight for our Kabbalat Shabbat service, but especially also to join us tomorrow morning for a really difficult, challenging, but I think also liberating conversation about the ritual of the Sotah from a feminist perspective. I hope to see you either in services this evening or in our Torah study tomorrow morning. And I wish you Shabbat Shalom.